Sorry. All right. Um, Good evening, everybody. Once again, we are back. 9 of us here. So, who said he's not on the group? Give me your number. Somebody say he's not on the group. He doesn't receive message from the group. Can you give me your number so I can add you on? Go ahead.
651
518.
651 468
651 468.
614.
518 651. What? What again? What's the last four?
The first one is 651.
Oh, 651. All right. Oh, 651. 8651 468. It's more than. Oh, it's
So
correct. It's correct. Yeah, it's correct.
651.
865 1468.
No, sir. So it's 651 468 61 37.
Oh, 37. All right, all right. So what is your name? Your name is Emma.
Amen. Or you can use Regina. No one you want.
All right. I will add you to the group so you can receive our message. Emma, who's here? Is Dr. Ruth here? Listen. Yeah.
Oh, Lovette.
Oh, love it. Yeah, love it. Yeah, love it. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to add you to the group so that you can receive all our message. So on the group, that's where I will paste how you can access the video, because all we are saying now is live stream, meaning that you can access it at your own time. Even some of the lectures, some of the review classes we have, you can access all of them. But I'm gonna send the YouTube information so that anybody can access all of them. Today, I have not been adding chapters to it, but today I started adding chapters to it. So that will help you to know the particular chapter you need to review. All right. So everybody, once again, welcome. We're gonna continue from where we stopped.
What are you talking about? I don't know. I'm lost here.
Huh?
What you say you're gonna add to? I have no.
All right. You know what we are doing now is we are live streaming it, meaning that we are recording it in YouTube.
Oh.
So
okay.
what that means is that you can, on your own time, if you miss any of the class, you can just go there to listen and review it. There's something,
Go back and listen to what you did before.
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
Yes. So
you know what you should incorporate? You see that little class you put out every day before we started? That is so good. It's good to along with what you do.
Yeah, the review before the class starts. That's what I mean. All right, so it's always there. I start like now where we started immediately. That time I always say, let me go stream, live stream. That is when I transfer. So everything there enters. Even our discussion now is on live stream. The one we are discussing now.
Great.
So
that means must pass.
Yes. I think we had one pass today. Probably the person gonna come online today to speak to you guys.
Oh yeah, congrats.
So this morning we actually wasted. I wouldn't say it's waste of time. I would say review class. What we did yesterday, what we did on Saturday was what we did again today, because most of us did not remember that we have done it before. So
you had class this morning?
Yeah, we did. 8:30. We did.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, I posted. Now, didn't you see it?
I didn't see, because you said when you were leaving the other day, you said this evening. So I have my mind set.
Monday. Weekdays is always 8:30 and 6 o'clock. That's what we say.
God.
8:30.
So you're almost done the chapter then.
Yeah, so you can watch it on the review. It's just what we did on Saturday. We didn't remember that we have done it, so we do it again, and we stop. I think we stop right here. I think additional sources of underwriting information. That's where we stop. Can anybody remember why we stopped this morning? Can anybody remember?
You were saying an application or form something. Application.
Changes to the application. I think changes to the application. It should be this one. Changes to the application. Or our application signature. Let me see.
It's completing the application.
Completing the application. All right. Yeah, you're right. Completing the application, of course. That is here. That is 4.5. Completing the application. So this is where we stopped this morning. And basically, that's where we stopped on Saturday. So, but we couldn't remember that we have done it before.
Hello, sir. Sorry, sir. I know you say you're sending it to the group. I wonder if I'm in the group because I don't receive anything, sir, apart from the one on WhatsApp.
That is WhatsApp. That is the one on WhatsApp. That is where I will send it.
Did you send it? Because I didn't receive anything as we are talking.
No, I've not sent it now.
Okay, not sent. Okay.
Let me call them to bring my phone. I don't even know where my phone is.
Okay, so the Royal Star, the exam review.
Yes,
okay,
that's where I put it. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, I can even tell Dr. Olu to put it. Right.
Completing the application.
So, we're gonna start from completing the application. That's where we're gonna start this today. Of course, what we are saying is about underwriting. Underwriters, what do they do? Just like me and you, if before some of us they can't be approved of any policy. That was how it was. That was how it is now. But before, everybody is approved. Everybody. Even if somebody is almost about to die, you can run and go and put policy on that person. Because there was no underwriters. They don't do all those thorough investigation that we are doing now. They don't do it. They don't do it. So what they do is that they apply, they approve you. They apply, they approve you. And you know what will be the result? The result will be almost every week, insurance company are paying claims because somebody must die. So they have to put this the YouTube classes, they have to put it on the group right now, please. Yeah. So that's what is happening before. Everybody, I'll tell you, everybody's been approved of policy. Nobody eager to check. So at a point, insurance company now this if we continue like this, we'll run out of business because almost every time we are paying claims. So that's why they come around to introduce the underwriting process coming because of that. And for the fact that everybody are trying to apply for policy, those who are well sick, those who are high risk, they apply for policy, and insurance company continue to pay. So that issue of everybody trying to apply for policy when there are so much risk is what we call adverse selection. So the insurance company introduce underwriters to check adverse selection. So the adverse selection is the tendency of those who have high risk to apply for policies, such as people who are terminally ill apply for policy. So those who are of high risk, they have the tendency to apply for policy. So that is adverse selection. And why underwriters were introduced to check adverse selection. So during the underwriting process, a lot of things now are being done to check adverse selection. Underwriters require a lot of things to investigate whether this person is can be approved or not, and if that person can be approved, what class level, risk level can he be placed on? So that's why we have 3 types of risk level. Normally, when you start a business, you're not going to see more than 3 classes. But for life insurance exam, is approved 3 classes of levels of risk. But when you begin the business, different insurance companies have other classes of risk level. So that's what underwriters are. Now, on that, when you are filling application, definitely the truth of the matter is this: if somebody is writing their policy, you are just like let me use that foul language, being naked on that person, because Everything about you is known. And for you to get a good policy, for that agent to be able to analyze and your needs, he has to be able to know everything, particularly everything finance about you and everything health about you. So that must be recorded. There's no way to say, I will tell this, I will not tell this. No, I will not tell that. No, everything must be exposed. So the person who writes your policy knows about you. And if you try to hide any of them, it will come up one time, and when it come up, it may result to the one that claims may be denied. So based on that, the best thing for you is to say it as it is. Let the insurance company take decision based on what you put in the application. And we said again, those things you put in the application, they are representation. They may not be true, they may be true. However, you are expected to say those that are true. Even those that are true, they are best to your knowledge. You cannot guarantee or guarantee that this thing is true. No. So because applications you submit in life insurance, you cannot guarantee those things. You call it representation. So today we're going to see completing the application. What do you need to complete application? That's what we're going to see today. So the application is one of the most critical sources of underwriting information. Every information underwriters what comes from the application. In fact, based on the application, the underwriters will now source for more application by going through your APX, by going through your MIB.
More information.
So to get more information, that's the reason why they go. If not, they will not. So some people, you see, immediately they feed application now, it will not be even up to 12 hours or 24 hours. They are approved. You know what they do? They just look at the application. They look at the information, see that, look, there's no more to going to seek for more information. This one alone is enough for us to approve this person. They approve you. So that's why some people, they put application now, within 2 hours, they are approved. Because they have gone through your information, see that there is no need to look for more information, they approve it. But if there's need to look for more information, they're going to get your APS, which is their doctor's report. They're going to get, go to MIB. The MIB contains every information about you, including your driving record, including any fraud case, including your case in courts. So all those are included. Sorry, please. So that is the thing. So MIB contain everything about you. If you have a crash there on your car, it's on the MIB. So that's why in some of the application, they will ask you, how many times have you gotten a ticket? If you say 6, 7 times, that have automatically shown insurance company, look, this guy is a very high risk. If we give him this thing, he may go tomorrow and get an accident and die. So there is a red flag. So we're going to see in writing application what are needed. So there may be several consequences of a producer submitting an incomplete application, including delay in underwriting, policy issuance, and policy delivery, and commission payment to the producer. Remember, you are the producer, you are the underwriter, self-feed underwriter, and you are equally the agent. The work of the agent, the work of the producer or the feed underwriter is to make sure that the application are well completed. Information needed by the client or your customer, you must give him enough information for him or her to make an informed decision. That's the basis of education you give to the client or your customer. It's a basis. You must give that person a good information to make an informed decision. If that person does not get enough information, he's not going to make any decision. He's going to make any decision based on peripheral idea, which may not be complete as what him or her needs will be. Remember, the reason why you write policy, one is for protection. You can write it for protection. You can write it for retirement benefit. For your retirement purposes. You can equally write it for accumulations. So these are the most three ways of needs you can write application for. However, you will always and always maintain that life insurance is not an investment. So you should know it's not an investment portfolio, it's what is a protection portfolio. So have that in back of your mind when you're writing insurance policy. It is not an investment, and you will always tell your client that, look, this is not an investment. But however, you get to tailor your needs on what you need. If you need your policy to be of protective minded, good. If you want it for be a retirement minded, good. If you want it to be an accumulated minded, good. You can do that. You can design it. But however, it's not what an investment. So that's what everybody should know. So an applicant may also choose to do a business as you are due to such delay. If you do not complete the application, submit an incomplete application, it's going to cause a lot of delay. One, the underwriter will start to look for information. In fact, if you do not complete the application, you raise a red flag. The underwriter begins to ask information, both for the ones he will ask and the ones he will not have. He doesn't want to ask. He wants to get everything to know, now that this application is not completed, whether this guy or this lady is hiding something. So you now raise a red flag for the underwriter to begin to ask this, add that, add this, add that. So whenever you are submitting an application, make sure that all questions are answered, particularly those questions that are highlighted, make sure they are answered. The questions that are asterisks, make sure they are answered. They are important. You have to answer all of them. Nothing to hide. Say it as it is. If they will approve you, they will. If they will not approve you, you have an alternative to make. You can equally go to have annuity. Annuity at least will give you retirement income stream. So at least that one, of course, you know that if you do life insurance, you have created an estate. And if you do an annuity, you are trying to liquidify the estates. So that's what you should know. Now, the applicant also choose to do business elsewhere. If you delay, an insurance company will return the application to the agent if the agent submits an incomplete application. Most often they will return it to you. And what does it cause? It causes your business to be delayed. It causes, again, delay on issuing the policy. Remember, time wasted in life insurance policy, you can never regain it again. A single day matters in life insurance. A single day. Because let's assume you are writing policy for somebody, you are helping the customer to write application, and the cause of the delay was from you. And that person was in the course of writing the application. You as an agent, you keep on delaying it. Due to you did not complete the application, you are the cause. And in the process, maybe this person had an accident that will cause special harm to him or her. You'll be held responsible. So as if somebody write application with initial premium, you did not submit it on time, if anything happens to that person, you are to be blamed. So you see that this thing is something you're going to do it as quickly as you can and complete it as quickly as you can. Submit it as quickly as you can. There's no time to delay because the next day or the next minute can be a problem. Imagine you wrote application for submit initial premium and the next day the person died. You know what it means? It's a big pain, a big loss to the family. If that thing have done, if you have not submitted the application and it happened, it's a big problem. But if you have submitted the application, the question will be, will the person be approved or not? And if he is approved, the family will be happy with you. If it's not approved, at least they will return the initial premium. So there is urgency on it, very urgency on submitting the application. So do not make any mistake in completing the application. If you submit an incomplete application, they're going to return it to you. So the insurer also, we call the insurer the insurance company. Insurer is the insurance company. The insured is that person who write the application or that person who you are trying to write his or her application when you are the policy owner. So the insurer use statement made in the application to what? Evaluate risk and decide whether to insure the proposed insured, that is applicant. I said there's some application you can fill in today. Within the next 24 hours is approved. Yes, they use the information, the statement you made on the application to judge. Some of them, they do not need to go to look for more information. They've just approved you. After all, remember, before the underwriters were introduced, there's nobody to check whether you have risk or you don't have risk. There's always adverse selection. But now they have checked the adverse selection by appointing an underwriter to go through your application. So all of the applicants' replies to specific questions on the application regarding health history are considered representation. Whatever you write in the application, whatever statement you make in the application are not guaranteed. If you guarantee them, now if they find any mistake, you have committed fraud. So you do not guarantee any statement you put there. That's why we say the statement on the application are regarded as representation. So representation are what? Statements made by an applicant that are deemed substantially true to the best of applicant's knowledge and what? Belief. However, they are not warranted to be exact in every detail. Representation must be accurate only to the extent that they are material to the risk. If the applicant lies about their health status, it is a material misrepresentation that may void the policy or lead the insurer to cancel it. So something like health history, health information, please do not hide them. Say it as it is. If you are sick, say you are sick. If you are not sick, say you are not sick. If you have blood pressure, say you have blood pressure. That will not make them to deny you policy. However, it will even give you the urgency to go and start taking treatment. So please do not hide any information. It's material misrepresentation. If you hide information, it's material misrepresentation. You can see this in exam. Sometimes it comes in exam. Material misrepresentation. It's a representation must be accurate only to the extent that they are material to the risk. If the applicant lies about their health status, it is what? Material misrepresentation. Remember, the statement in the application is called representation. When you lie on anything, particularly your health status, when you lie in anything on that is on that statement, it's called material misrepresentation. Why are they called material? Because they are the tools the underwriter need to approve or to deny the policy. So if an applicant makes any statement that are guaranteed to be true, they have made a warranty. Please, you have to be able to differentiate all this. Representation, what it is. You have to know what representation is. You have to know what misrepresentation is. Please, if you have something, you can write it down. That will help you. Please, if you're not speaking, just mute yourself, please. So we'll not be hearing two voices.
Engineer, I want to say something. My name is Chino Yerem. I want to talk to everybody. I wrote my exam today and I passed. I just want to encourage everybody to read in between the lines, like all these scenario questions, for example, representation, or they use scenario questions to ask me today. They didn't come direct. Most of the questions today were scenario questions. So I encourage everybody, if I can do it, you can do better. Okay?
So congratulations. That's good. Congratulations. So
okay.
Somebody made it today. So since she made it, anybody can make it. That's what she's trying to let you.
Yes.
Yeah, please. So congratulations. We see you on the other side. see you in Dallas. That's so good. That's so good. Congratulations.
That's
all right.
Good.
Yeah. All right. So that's it. Chinonyam, she just passed today. That's wonderful. That's what I want to hear. Believe me, just like I said, all of you here can pass this exam. It's easy. But the problem is that we have a lot of things on our brain, on our hand. That's just the problem. Honestly, if not, all of you can pass this exam. It's easy. But the time, putting time on it is the problem because every other thing that is. But however, we make it now that all of us have registered the exam for the exam. Let's make it as a point of duty that we do the things. There's no need to. There's no need to do the things you can do. Follow the review classes. That's good. Do more especially. Make sure you do your state part of the exam. Your state part of the exam. Your state part. do it. It's very important. Then read on your own, listen to videos, do your own. There's a video attached to Excel solution. There's a video attached to exam effects. Listen to the video. It's just explanation of things. Listen to them. So I want everybody to know what misrepresentation is. You have to know what misrepresentation is. You have to know what warranty is, please. So he said, if an applicant makes any mistake that are guaranteed to be true, a warranty, do you guarantee any statement you made in the application on your statement? I'm not sure you can guarantee it to be true. And if you are guaranteed to be true, what happened? You have made a warranty. I know what warranty is. Surely is true. And if they find out that that warranty is not true, what will happen? Your policy can be voided. So that is it. So a warranty that is not literally true in every detail, even if made in error, is sufficient to render a policy void. So if you know that definitely even the spelling of your name may not be correct, why do you warranty it? Why do you warranty it if you know that even the spelling of your name? And how are you sure that even the address you wrote there is correct? So because of that, make it a representation. If you warranty it and they found out that that statement that you warranty are not true, what happened? That policy can be rendered, can be voided. So therefore, the statement made by an applicant and recorded on the application are considered to be representation and not what? Warranties. Please.
Excuse me, so what is warranty?
Warranties are something that you guarantee that is true by all means. You can swear by all means that that is true. That's a warranty. So, and knowing fully well that even the spelling of your name may be wrong. You may spell your name. For instance, let me give you an example. When we come, I'm from Africa, I'm from Nigeria. We spell in British way. My daughter's name is Favor, F-A-V-O-U-R. That is the British spelling. Now, if you come to America, the spelling is F-A-V-O-R. That is how Americans spell it. So now, if you spell F-A-V-O-U-R to American standard, it's a mistake. So you cannot guarantee or warranty that that spelling is correct. They can disapprove, tell you that, look, that spelling is wrong. And actually, by American standard, it's wrong. So every statement you make on your application should be a representation and not warranty. Because if you warranty them, telling them that yes, it's true, what happened? They can, because of it, render your policy void. All right. So if an insurer rejects a claim based on representation, it bears the burden of proving materiality. Representation are considered fraudulent only when they relate to matter that is material to the risk and when we are met with fraudulent intent. All right. So let's see at scenario material representation, material misrepresentation. Carlos applied for a 750,000 life insurance policy. We are going at the scenario about material misrepresentation, what it means. This man is Carlos. He applied for 750,000 life insurance policy. So when Carlos was completing the application with his agent can be you, he answered no to question about tobacco use. They asked Carlos, are you do you smoke tobacco? Carlos said no. Though he had been smoking a packed cigarette daily for 15 years. Because Carlos had been smoking since and stopped for the last 15 years. But in the application now, they asked him, do you smoke cigarettes? He said no. So he also denied having any respiratory condition, despite being treated for chronic bronchitis twice in the past year. You see, Carlos is not just saying the truth. One, he said he doesn't smoke. And two, he said he doesn't have any respiratory condition. Meanwhile, He has been treated of bronchitis that's come from cigarette smoking twice in the past year. The policy was issued at preferred non-smoker rates. The policy was what? Because Carlos did not say the truth, and probably the underwriter did not go through it, thought Carlos is very, 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 very clean as any other person. So what they do, the policy was issued, which is approved as a non-smoker rate. 13 months later, Carlos died from pneumonia complications. After he said all those lies, then 13 months later, he died of what? Pneumonia complication. So during the claims investigation, there must always be claim investigation. Please, everybody should know that. Because the underwriter only approve and deny a policy. When you file a claim, there is different people that are going through the application again. Remember, when you fill application, in the booklet they gave to you, in that booklet, there's a copy of that application attached to that booklet they send back to you. Yes, that copy is there. And that copy of the application will always be with the insurance company. When a claim arises, when you file a claim, they're going to bring out that application copy to go through all those things you wrote. If there's question, they will ask. Even though they will not ask a question based on that, they will still ask themselves this question: was this covered during underwriting process? So it's not only about when you write a policy and do not make it to remove every doubt, then when it comes to claim, definitely you know that insurance company must investigate. So Carlos died 14 months after the policy was approved, 13 months after policy was approved, because of what? Pneumonia complication. And the claim department now, during the claims investigation, the insurer, which is the insurance company, obtained a medical record revealing his smoking history and previous bronchitis treatment. Do you think they will approve the policy, the claim? No. They're not going to approve the claim. So despite the policy being beyond 1 year, contestable period, the insurer denied the claim on the ground of material misrepresentation. Carlos' beneficiary sued, but the court upheld the denial, finding that what? The misrepresentation were material to the risk. The insurer would have either declined coverage or issued a policy at smoker rate with higher premium. The contestability clause does not protect against fraudulent misrepresentation in most states. So check your state. That's another you have to check your state. Nationally, we say if it is within contestable period, then you will not question, they will deny you. But above contestable period, the insurance company doesn't have any right to deny the claim. That's what we said.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the best thing the insurance company can do you at that time is what? To do a re-examination of the policy and probably bring out the risk level that Carlos was. If they bring out the risk level, they will now go through the death benefit, remove all the money Carlos supposed to have paid during the process, the policy was alive. They go through, remove them, then they remain a balance, they can give it to the beneficiary. That's if they want to do good thing for you. But some of the insurance company will just deny you in the basis of being fraud. But if it is above 2 years, if they deny it above 2 years, you want to go to court and contest. But however, some states do not recognize incontestable clause. Find out your state, whether your state recognizes incontestable clause as regards to fraudulent misrepresentation. I know Texas do recognize after 2 years, which is after the contestable period, the incontestable period, the insurance company doesn't have right to deny you of any claim. I know in Texas it's 2 years. So some other states, the insurance company, their law makes the insurance company to deny your claim at any time, whether contestable or incontestable. But however, I want you to know what contestable period is and what the incontestable period is. So I hope everybody knows that contestable and incontestable.
Yes.
All right. So these two things is what guide you. In fact, when some people cancel their policy, they are bringing themselves back to the contestable period. Because if you write another policy, it's still going to take 2 years for you to be wholeheartedly say, I have a policy. Because within the first 2 years, your policy can be denied, can be cancelled by the insurance company. Finding out something that is not supposed to be, they can cancel it. They have the right. But after the 2 years, the contestable period, you enter what we call the incontestable period. During the incontestable period, the insurance company cannot cancel your policy or deny your claim based on fraudulent activity. That's why some items are regarded as excluded. For instance, suicide is excluded in the policy, which means within the first 2 years, if somebody who wrote a policy within the first 2 years died of suicide, they will not pay anything, pay claim to the beneficiary. But after 2 years, if the person died of suicide, yes, the insurance company doesn't have any right to deny the claim. So this is what everybody should know. So let's look at application signatories. There's questions that normally comes in application signatories. One of them will always be, they will ask you who and who supposed to sign your application. There's always 3 signatures in every application. One of them is the applicant, which is that your customer or that your client. The 2 is what? The proposed insured, and the 3 is the producer. Who is the producer? The producer is you. For instance, if you are writing application for your maybe your grandfather or your father, you are the payer, which means you are the policy owner. Since that person is above 18, that person is expected to sign. And you, as a proposed insured, the proposed insured will sign. I mean, you are the applicant because you are the policy owner. You applied for somebody. So you are the applicant. You will sign. The proposed insured, which is your parents, will sign because it's above 18. And the producer, the agent, will sign. That's how it is. That's the 3 of signature you will see. 1, the applicant, the proposed insured, when the applicant is not the insured, and the producer. So there's trick here, you should know. The 3 signatories, there's trick I want everybody to know, because this one, you're going to see it in the exam. There's 2 tricks. I mean, 1 trick here. 1, remember the applicant sometimes can be the proposed insured, and sometimes the applicant may not be the insured. I hope everybody knows that. Who doesn't understand that?
The applicant is not the proposed insured?
Sometimes the applicant can be the proposed insured. When you say applicant is the same thing as proposed insured, is when you applying for the policy, you are the applicant, and who is the proposed insured? You. So in that case, how many signatures will you see? 2 signatures. The applicant, because the applicant is the same thing as the proposed insured, and the producer. Who is the producer? The agent or the feed underwriter. So that's the 2 signatures you see. The applicant and the proposed insured and the producer. Sometimes when the applicant is the proposed insured, you're going to see 2 signatures. 1 for the applicant, who is also the proposed insured, and the producer. Now, if the applicant is not the same as the proposed insured, how many signatures will you see? 3. So please, I want everybody to pay attention to this. You more definitely gonna see this in the exam, because they use it to confuse people. Yes, you need 3 signatures in the application. 3. Agreed. The applicant, the proposed insured, and the producer. Yes, that's the 3 signatures you need. But what of in the case or in the situation that the applicant is also the proposed insured? How many signatures will you see? 2. Then if the applicant is different from the proposed insured, then how many signatures will you see? 3. All right, please, I want everybody to know that. They used to ask it to confuse people. So remember why the producer is there. The producer is representing the insurance company. I hope you know. The agent. Why is he there? He is representing the insurance company. At this point, whatever the agent does, or the producer or the feed underwriter does, he or she did it on behalf of the insurance company. So he is representing the insurance company. That's why he or she signed his own signature on behalf of the insurance company. Now, you are the agent, the applicant, the person you are that is applying for the policy. The applicants most times can be the policy owner and the proposed insured. So let's assume they remove applicant here, put a policy owner. Yes, they can remove applicant and put the policy owner to throw you off. The applicant can be the proposed insured. Of course. So let's assume you're writing policy for somebody. You are the applicant. You are the policy owner. So the applicant and policy owner, there is no difference between them. That person who applied for that policy is the owner of the policy. Anybody can be insured on that policy. So they said the three signatories required in application can be the policy owner, the proposed insured, and the producer. Then, if the proposed insured and the policy owner are the same, how many signatures? 2 signatures. So please, not all these tricks. That is what they will use to throw some people away. I hope everybody understood that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let's go. All insurance requires the producers to sign the application as well. It will not be underwritten. The applicant's signature is required on a life insurance application to indicate that the applicant's application statements are true to the best of the applicant's knowledge. Therefore, the applicant's signature attests to the accuracy of the information on the application. If the application is not signed, that application will not be honored.
Hello, sir. Can I ask a question?
So go ahead.
So from what you said now, I'm just trying to play the devil's advocate.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Is it that the insurer they are shying away from taking the initial responsibility? That's why they pass it up to the agent who could also be the producer to sign? Why is their signature not coming up there?
You see, the insurance company cannot go everywhere, go from one place to another. They took you to be their representative. So you cannot see them at anything you do at that point is assumed that the insurance company did it. You understand? Insurance company cannot go from one place to another to meet one agent. No. Even as of now, if you call an insurance company, say you want to write policy, they're not going to do it for you. They'll tell you, they will refer you to one agent to go and complete it. Remember, as an agent, you are representing the insurance company and you are equally representing the insured. So when you sign the signature, it's assumed that the insurance company signed it. So if you expect the insurance company will be going around, or maybe appoint people who will be going around, no, it's difficult.
So that means as an agent, you must have your social insurance to be to qualify you to be an agent, right? Because that makes you to be American or a resident. Can someone who does not have their papers become an agent?
As far as you have work permit to work in America, you can become an agent. Okay. For the fact that you have Social Security, you can become an agent, which means you can work in America.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is the condition.
The second question will be, are these contracts? I know I'm jumping ahead of time.
No, go ahead. It's good. It's good. I want this kind of question so that people can learn out of it.
Are these contracts kind of, when you say write a contract, someone is very naive, is fresh, does not know how to do this. Yeah, this kind of the standard form that you just adapt. There are somewhere you just pull them down, then adapt.
All right. So let me assure that question may be applied to everybody. Let me assure everybody on this business. Everything you do here, you have people that can help you. They can teach you what to do. For instance, you see that. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
go
see
on.
that lady that somebody just announced that she passed her exam today? I think if you come on time, one Chino Onyema passed her exam today. She wrote her exam today, she passed. She's not going to, by tomorrow, she's going to put for her licensing. Immediately she get her licensing, then she enter another second teaching where she'll be taught how everything is done. So you're not left behind. The application is on the company's website. You'll be directed on what to do.
Okay.
It's not a difficult thing. Everybody can do it. It's not a piece of paper given to you.
Good morning. I was checking up on you to find out how you're doing with the weather over there. I heard it's very bad in America or in Canada and all.
So it's not a paper given piece of paper. They give you a piece of paper. No, it's already on their website. So what you need to do is to direct the customer. You are filling the application, or the customer will be filling the application. You'll be directing him on what to do. So it's not a difficult thing to do. And moreover, you'll be educated. You'll be teach on what to do, one after other, from the 3 stages of application till everything is done. Even have to sign the signature, everything you'll be teach how to do it. So the main difficult thing you have in this business, to tell you the truth, the main difficult thing you have in this business is what? Is to pass this exam.
Exam.
And the good thing about the exam is that you pass one, you are not going to write it again. You have to, if you pass one in one state, you will now apply for licensing from every other state and they will give it to you. So you only have one licensing exam to do. You are not writing the exam again. So that is what it is. Immediately you pass, let's assume you're in Texas, or let's assume you're in Maryland, or you're in Florida. You pass the exam from Florida. You want to do business here in Texas, you apply for Texas license. For the fact you have passed the license, you got a license from Florida, you are not required to write any exam here in Texas to do business in Texas. So that one exam covers you everywhere. Any other question? All right. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, very correctly, sir. That's why I said I was jumping the gun, but you
No,
did
it's
a
good.
very
It's good
good.
because some people may be thinking that, look, oh, how am I going to do this? No, the most difficult thing, to tell you the truth, the most difficult thing in this business is what? Passing the exam. Yes. Every other thing, you'll be directed on what somebody must guide you on what to do. In fact, let's assume you get a client for the first time. Of course, you'll be shivering or have to do it. Somebody will be there to help you to do it.
Yeah.
So by the time the person help you do once, you must have learned how to do this. There's nothing. It's just filling a form. Sometimes click. So there's nothing there. Somebody must be with you. Somebody will always by your side to help you grow. That's just the good thing about it. If you pass, you enter. Like now, this lady will be enrolled on to enter the other class where she can be training with those who are there already. So we help each other, my brother. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. All right, so let's continue with let's continue. So therefore, what the applicant signature attests to if you have to, the application, that applicant, that person who applies, have to sign his signature. The producer has to sign his signature. If the proposed insured is an adult in Texas, for you to be able to participate, you have to be, for you to be able to, not to be minor, you have to be above 18 years. Below 18 years, you get as a minor. You're not going to sign. But if you're above 18 years, definitely you will sign your signature. The applicant will sign and the agent will sign. So let's look at this example. It says both the applicant and the agent must sign the insurance application when the proposed insured is not the policy owner. All parties' signature except the beneficiary are required. This detail is common exam trap. You see what I said is a common exam trap. So you have to know that. You have to know that sometimes the applicant may not be the same as the proposed insured. Sometimes the applicant is the proposed insured. The applicant we're talking about is the policy owner. Sometimes the policy owner may be the insured, and sometimes the policy owner may not be the insured. So I've given you an example on how policy owner may not be the insured. So this detail is a common exam trap. Pay attention to it. 3 signatories agrees, 3 signatories, but sometimes it can become 2 when the policy owner is the same thing as the proposed insured. All right. So minor application and proposed insured. A minor application, any person younger than the age of majority is considered a minor for most states. The age of majority is 18. The age of majority is 18. In general, this principle also applies to legal contract, meaning minors can usually void any contract they sign before reaching 18 years of age. See, that's the reason why they do not want you, a minor, to sign any signature. The minor can sign signature when he turns 18, he tell you, or even when he turns 50, see that that signature is not on his or her favor. He'll tell you that, oh, this signature, I signed it when I was a minor. That signature can be it's no longer me. And go to law court. Yes, it's true. So minor cannot be brought to sign signature. Whatever a minor signs, he or she can deny. And that is the main reason why insurance company cannot pay a claim to a minor. The minor may collect the claim. Tomorrow he tells you that that claim was given to him when he was a minor. And let me tell you, I do not know how I used that money. Now I'm no longer a minor. I want my money. And by law, you will pay him. However, this is what you have paid before. You made him to sign signature he's not supposed to sign when he was a minor. So there's no court that will honor. Court will mandate you to pay it. Even if you have paid millions of dollars before, court will mandate you to pay it now. Because you paid it to him when he was a minor, he must have used it unconsciously. He doesn't know what he did. Now he's an adult, and you gave him the money when he was a minor. Now he's an adult, he won the money, and you will give it to him. So, propose insure age 15 or older. The age of maturity, some states will say age of minor or age of maturity is 15 older. 14 and a half is New York. So if you are in New York, the proposed age is what? 14 and a half. The age of majority is 14 and a half, which means from 14 and a half, you can sign anything. You can be a beneficiary that can claim life insurance proceed. Then Indiana, if you're from Indiana, is 16 years. Texas, I know if you're from Texas, is 18 years. So 14 and a half years New York, 16 years in Indiana. So this is what everybody should know. Find out from your state what the age of majority. Find out from your state. You may sit in their state part of the exam. From those from Texas is 18 years, please. So in reality, many companies still require a parent or guardian signature if the proposed insurer is under 18. Of course. So in reality, even if you are 14, 16, 17, whatever the state said, some companies may say, I want somebody to be 18. They don't want any problem. Because they don't want any problem. So some companies may say, I want that person to be up to 18 years. So, but I want, for exam's sake, please know 14 and a half for New York, 16 years for Indiana, 18 years for Texas. That's the 3 we can know now. Every other state, please find your own find your own age of maturity.
Well, excuse me, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do I need to know the one for my state, or do I need to know the ones mentioned?
No.
Also know the ones in Indiana and New York?
No. Just know the one for your state.
Okay, for my state. Okay.
Yeah, just know the one for your state. Yeah. So that's why I keep on saying that everybody should find out from his or her state. You don't know anything about Indiana. You don't know anything about if you're not from Texas, that's not your problem. Just know your state. All right, changes in the application. Before now, most of the application are written with piece of paper. That is, somebody will bring a booklet to you, say, fill the form. Most times it's like this. It's like that. Fill up the form. You fill the form. During the process, you fill the form. You made a mistake. You must put your initial on the correction. You fill the form.
When an application, an insurance application is taken by producer, we shall give statement.
Are you asking us a question?
No.
All right.
Sorry. Sorry, sir.
Yeah. So, most times, if they give you paper to fill, if you made a mini mistake on that form, definitely if you do correction on that form, you have to. For instance, if you're signing a check, you make a mistake on the check.
No. I'm in my class. Yeah.
You make a mistake on the check.
Why?
If
I'm in my class.
you sign the check today, if you sign the check today, you make mistake on the check. What do? You have to do what? Put initial on the check. So if you are filling a form, particularly life insurance application, you make any mistake, you are expected to put your initial on the correction you made. If you do any correction on the form, you are expected to initial it. So if the producer alters or changes the application information in the way without informing the applicant or insurer, they may be engaged in fraud. As a producer, as a feed underwriter, or as an agent, you are not expected to make any changes on the application, no. So the application have to be standard as it is. Like, for instance, let's assume you're writing an application on Trans-America. Trans-America application is standard everywhere in the country, including Canada. Because one thing with this business is that you can do business here in America, you can equally do business in Canada. So that's the good thing about it. Therefore, any changes made to an application by a producer must be initiated by both the applicant and the producer before the application is submitted to underwriting. If you made an application, you guys, the applicant and the agent or producer are filling the form, and along the way, there was a mistake. What happened? The applicant must sign on, initial on it, and the producer equally must initial on it. So please note that all these minor things can sometimes confuse somebody to get it wrong. So if there's any mistake, those two people have to initiate it before that application can be submitted. So if the company discovers a mistake, if it typically returns the application to the agent, of course, if there is a mistake on the application, the underwriter will return it to the agent. The agent must then have the applicant correct the mistake and initial the change. Let's assume two of you submit the application without knowing that there's a mistake, and the underwriter or the insurance company return the application. What happened? Two of you have to correct the application and initial on it and send it back to the office underwriter or the insurance company. So if the insurer discovers that the information on the application is incomplete or incorrect after a policy is issued, the company may rescind or cancel the contract. So if the insurance company discovers you submit the application is approved, the policy is issued. If you submit that, the policy is already issued, and the letter discover that there is a mistake on the application, yes, they can cancel the contract. However, when do you think that will happen? We can remember, when do you think they can cancel the contract? When they find out there is a mistake on the application. What we call within that period they can cancel, and what we call the period they cannot cancel.
Contestable.
Yeah. The contestable period is within the first 2 years. If they found out that kind of mistake, they can cancel it. They can cancel the contract within the first 2 years, which is the contestable period. Once the contestable period is over, which is 2 years, they will now enter the policy incontestable clause or incontestable period. In that case, the insurance company can no longer rescind or cancel the contract. I think everybody can picture it now. It can be cancelled within the first 2 years. After those first 2 years, they couldn't discover that there was a mistake. They can no longer cancel or rescind the application. They cannot. They cannot even send the application back to the agent to correct it. No. You're going to respond like that. So in that case, you can see that you can hit your chest that you have a policy after 2 years. Yes. You can hit your chest, say, I have a policy after 2 years. So before 2 years, anything can happen. And if within that period they cancel the policy, what happened? They're going to refund you your money. I hope everybody know that. They're going to refund you your money. They're going to refund you your premium. So remember, the application becomes part of the legal contract between the insurer and the insured when it is attached to the insurance policy. Consequently, the general rule is that no alteration of any written application can be made by any person other than the applicant without the applicant's written permission. After the contestable period, which is after the 2 years, nothing again can be done. In fact, when the contract becomes binding, when you submit after the free look period, the insurance company cannot do any alteration. Neither you, the insured, cannot do any alteration on that contract because the contract is now binding. So with the foundation in mind, let's expose how insurer categorize applicant into different risk clauses. So now let's go into the risk clauses. What are the risks and what kind of risk can somebody be able to approve or not approve? So that brings us to sources of underwriting information, additional sources, which is about the risk. So risk is classified into 3 ways. And how do they find out risk? When you submit the application, apart from reading through the application, the underwriter wants to know what class of risk do you belong on. We have 3 classes of risk known and approved by insurance company, of which we know nationally: preferred, standard, and substandard. You must know this: preferred, standard, and substandard. There are 3 classes of risk. When you now begin the business, just like Chinayeda just passed, you now know that when you go to preferred, we have what we call preferred elite. Preferred elite, preferred, standard, and substandard. But do not talk about preferred elite now. The only thing we know that we can expect to see in the exam is preferred, standard, and substandard. Those are the 3 classes of risk that you are involving, that the questions can come out of it. So beyond the application itself, underwriters have access to specialized database, such as those of Medical Information Bureau, MIB, the report helps create a complete picture of each applicant. The MIB is a database, it's a specialized database that contains everybody's information. Immediately you have a social security in America, immediately you are born and have a social security, every information about you are there. Yes, the time you are sick, the time you had accident, the time you were charged to court, the time you divorced, the time, all the information about you is on the MIB. Of course, your health information is always there. They'll get all those information on them. So that's why when you go to hospital, when you go anywhere, the first thing you have to do is to sign a disclosure. When you sign a disclosure, means that your information can be disclosed to third party. Who is the third party? There might be the Medical Information Bureau. So when they're doing criminal background check, it's equally the MIB. They might have everything about you. I'm telling you. I remember anybody who have home health here, anybody is operating home health, or home health. If you're operating home health or care home, you are given access to check somebody's criminal records. So what do you go to? Is MIB. But what they do, they're gonna give you only the aspects that you can see only whether a person has felony or not. That's some of the sections you can be able to log in. But if not, MIB has all those informations. Then in MIB, you can check credit. But if you do not need to check somebody's credit, they will not give you access to know the credit. So in other words, if you're on health field, you have business on health field, you only give access to check a criminal record. That's the only thing you have access to do. Because if you have committed criminal record, if you have any criminal record, you cannot work in health field. I hope everyone knows that, for at least for some time. So You cannot work in health field for some time. That is how it is. That's why some people who operate in healthcare services have access to check people's criminal record. In fact, immediately you see that application, somebody submit application for work at your office. The first thing you do after going to the application, the first thing you do is just to type that person's social security name and date of birth to check what? The criminal record. If there's the person doesn't have criminal record, you will now print it out and you do what? Say you sign on that application, cleared, meaning that that person does not have any criminal record. That person can be employed, if that person merits it, can be employed. If not, if you check it, immediately you check it, the person have criminal record, you just trash the application. Keep the application by the side. You can't employ that person. So, although the primary source of information for an underwriter is the application, what is the primary source of information for an underwriter? Is the application you filled. Give us that's why application can be approved within 24 hours. They don't go to search the MIB. They don't go to get APS from your medical doctor. They can't do their primary provider. They don't have that time. If you apply, they approve you immediately. Some people, but some application can be up to 6 months, not yet approved. They're still looking for information. Particularly when it's difficult to get the APS from your medical practitioner, from your primary healthcare services. Some doctors, some hospitals find it difficult to release that information. So in that case, your problem may be there for 6 months, 2 months, 3 months. They're still finding a way to get additional information to see whether they can prove you or not. So you as an agent, your work now is to push to make sure that that information is collected and given to the insurance company so that they can approve or deny your clients. So that's why it's that aspect you say you work for insurance company and you work for the insured. So the underwriter will also base the final decision on assortment of other information, including the producer's agent report. Of course, you as an agent or the producer, there's an agent report on that form, which you have to tell the underwriter, look, you see this patient is so, this patient is so, that's agent report. Then an APS is the one you get from your primary provider, APS. MIB is national, is a database. And again, of course, consumer or credit or inspection report. They want to know your credit history. Of course, that can help them to approve it fast, but does that make them not approve it? If you have a bad credit history, doesn't mean that you will not get policy, no. But however, you have become risk in the sense that they're not gonna put you on, they will put you on standard risk. Because of course some people owe. Inspection reports, of course, medical or physical exam results, which is medical reports, laboratory tests, blood tests, and HIV. They're going to test your HIV status, and motor vehicle reports, DMV, whether you have accident or not. Many insurers require an applicant to complete a hazardous activity questionnaire to determine whether the proposed insured engage in scuba diving, skydiving, or any type of racing, auto, motorcycle, or boat, aviation activity, hand gliding, and maintaining climbing. So mountain climbing. So all those they want to know. That will help them to take decision. So all those are the things that made them to see whether they can approve you or not. The Medical Information Bureau, which is MIB, we have talked about that. There's no special thing you're going to see there apart from what we have said. Now, medical information, of course, this is a scenario. All right, medical S reports is called the APX. Is the primary provider can give that medical report. Attending physician statement, which is APS. So that one comes from your provider. That's why if you have written a policy before, they ask you your doctor's name, the doctor's phone number, and doctor's address. They want to write to the doctor, call the doctor for the doctor to send them, the hospital to send them attending physician statement. That will show doctor's examination report to you, maybe pass 2 or 3 visits to the hospital. So, prescription drug, they want to know whether you're into prescription drug. In fact, the MIB will show them whether you have any prescription drug history. If you go to pharmacy to take medication, or your prescription, definitely that record goes to MIB. So that's why sometimes it's very dangerous to use another person's name to go and get medication. Do not do that. Because if in the record, it shows that you have that medication, whether you are the person that's taking it or whether another person is taking it, it's assumed that you are taking it. Because that medication was under your name, the prescription was under your name, and who collected the medication? You from the pharmacy. So that would be a problem in approving or denying your policy. Please do not do that. Motor vehicle reports shows whether you have an accident or not, whether you have been involved in DUI or multiple speeding tickets. Those are dangerous risks. Financial disclosure, of course, they're going to ask you always how much do you have in a month. That is a financial disclosure. How much do you make in a month? How much do you make in a year? That is a question that will determine whether you can be able to pay for that policy or not. And remember, there's always this thing that we call 20-80% is that the insurance company will only approve you 20% of your annual income. Let's assume you have you are getting 100% your annual income is $100,000. What's the 20% of $100,000? Anybody? 20% of $100,000. We said this class is interactive, not only me be speaking. What's the 20% of $100,000? You just remove 0.2 times 100, give you 20,000. So let's assume your annual income is $100,000 every year. That's what you make annually. Now, you have 2 children. You have a husband. Let's assume again, the whole family, their annual income is $100,000. That's the whole family. The annual income is $100,000. Now, you have 2 children, you and your husband. How many? 4 people. By insurance law, for the fact the whole family is making 100%, $100,000 annually, by insurance law, you are only allowed to make use of 20% of that $100,000 in your insurance in your protection portfolio. And 20% of 100,000, how much? 20,000. So for you to retire freely, for you to retire comfortably, you must make use of 20% in your protection. There's no two about that. So if you have, let's assume you have 2 children, you and your husband, and the whole family is making 100,000 every year, annual income is 100,000. And now you guys don't have policy, you guys want to write policy. You are expected to play along only with $20,000. The $80,000 is every other thing. Your mortgage, your car, everything, you're feeding, everything, your other investment you want, 80,000. But 20,000 should go to your protection portfolio. And the truth of the matter is this: any family that is practicing that can never be poor. Initially, it may be difficult. You adjust your life to that 80%, then you are made. That's the truth. That's the truth. Because in that 20,000, out of that 100,000, 20,000, you can use it to write your own, the wife policy, the children's policy, the husband policy. So for you to retire comfortably, the whole family to retire comfortably, you must be making use of that 20,000 every year for your protection portfolio. So in that, you can buy policy, your wife, the husband, and the 2 children. You can decide to get, based on the age, you can decide to get the children 500,000 policy or 250,000 policy. Then the husband and wife get 500,000 or 1 million, as the case may be, depending on their age. You can pay with it with that 20,000. The remaining one, you can use it to service your policy. Or the remaining one, you can accumulate it to use the remaining one for any other thing, such as annuity or anything you can do on the family. At least make use of 20%. Yes. So it's something everybody should try. It's not easy at the first starting, but believe you me, it's easy as time goes on. Because the lifestyle of the family will change based on the available income. That is just the truth. But the most problem everybody faces is that we go beyond that 20% to plan a life of almost 80%. We don't even have 5% to keep on our protection. Some people even do not think about protection at all. So during retirement, then the problem will come up. All right. So that is what it is in financial disclosure. Of course, your credit report, they have to know your credit report. If you are high credit risk, that will what? Bring down the risk level. So they have to know your credit report. Yep. Let's check inspection reports. This is another report they want. Fair Credit Reporting Act, FISRA. So they always they want to go there to know your credit report, which is an inspection report. The Fair Credit Reporting Act of 1970. Just know this for knowing sake, and sometimes it comes at the exam. Fair Credit Reporting Act of 1970. This is the act that you are authorized to go through to see some of your credit reports. It's an act most companies obey and everybody obey it. So the way this one will come to an exam is to ask you which type of report that they can use to know your credit report is what Fair Credit Reporting Act of 1970. So this one of the easiest questions you can answer. Then the U.S. Patriotic Act is another act acted in 2001. This one is to deter terrorism.
Can you repeat that again?
Which one? The Fair Credit Reporting Act?
Yes, sir.
All right. The Fair Credit Reporting Act is just about your credit report. You know, the way they can ask this question is that this Fair Credit Reporting Act will be on the options, and they will ask you which type of in which of the options can you use on as a producer or as an underwriter use in knowing your credit report. It's a fair credit reporting. That's what it is. It's one of the easiest questions you can answer. The answer and the question is there looking at you. The answer may be the question itself. So it's one of the answers.
A question is always easy if you know it.
Yes. If you know it, it's easy. For this one particular Fair Credit Reporting Act is the easiest question you can answer. And they always throw it out there. Honestly, they always throw it out there. There's some other trick in these questions. Sometimes you answer one question now, you go after you have answered about 4, 5 other questions. You see that question again.
You see it, you know that you make something go wrong. Go back
no,
to
don't think something go wrong. No, it's a repetition. It doesn't mean that you failed it before.
Really?
Yeah, it doesn't mean that you failed it before. No. You can even some of them can see 3 times, 3 different times. So you know,
not in nursing.
The question is in the database. So which of them that rolled out is what you see. So one question can roll out 3 times. You answer it as far as you are answering correctly. Don't be afraid that, oh, probably I failed it the first one. That's why they give me this one. No. The question is in database. As you answer, it rolls. So whichever one that rolls, even if you go there, it's only one question you're answering. You click yes, and next, they bring the same question. Continue to answer it. You click next, they bring the same question. Continue to answer it. Don't doubt yourself. As far as within you, you know you're correct. What you're answering is correct. Don't doubt yourself. Just go ahead. Yeah. You can see one question 4 different times. But the one that normally occurs is 2 or 3 different times. You see the same question. You say, no, I've answered this question before. Does it mean that I failed it before? No, don't think like that. Just answer the question and go. It's a database. As you answer, questions roll out. So anyone that come out is what you answer. Please. Don't get agitated when you see that. You think probably you fed the previous one. No, not like that. So we have U.S. Patriotic Act. This one is an act that was enacted in 2001. What does this one do? This one is to detect terrorism, to guard against terrorism. This particular U.S. Patriotic Act come around immediately after the 9/11. So it's to detect terrorism. Most often through life insurance, people can hide their cash, hide money through life insurance. So that's why they brought out 7-pay, which is the maximum you can pay in 7 years. They brought it out to make sure that you do not overfund.
Professor Bart, if life insurance can hide your money, that means it can be hidden from the IRS through that junction.
Yeah, of course. No, if somebody passed through today, maybe the person died, they don't have information about the person's life insurance. Yeah, that's the only portfolio they don't have access to. If not, you have give questions to it. So the issue of MEC, I talked about MEC the other day, to avoid, because of this U.S. Patriotic Act, the issue of MEC coming. You cannot overfund their policy. If you overfund it, it becomes a MEC. And when it becomes a MEC, it loses that insurance benefit that is there, or it now becomes taxable. It becomes what? Investment portfolio. So they begin to tax you on it. So because of U.S. Patriotic Acts, every insurance company introduced what we call anti-money laundering, which is AML program. You are required to do anti-money laundering training. You are required to do it. So there's 2 training you're required to do. One is one of them is anti-money laundering. 2 is your insurance ERO. That's the 2 basic training you have to do. The anti-money laundering is to educate you why you should not allow any client to get overfund their policy. And that's come out because of U.S. Patriotic Acts. So U.S. Patriotic Act is connected with anti-money laundering. And what does anti-money do? Anti-money laundering is to help the agent or the insurance company to understand they need not to overfund the policy. Because people stash money on insurance policy when there are no rule for overfunding or underfunding. Overfunding. So now, if you overfund their policy, the insurance company on your own will report you to IRS. So that is it. So you cannot put more than required in your policy. There's not be a way to hide your money. If not, don't you think some people who has money will go open policy of 500 million and maybe 7-pay there, maybe close to another 400 million. So hide their money there. All right. Premium and premium receipts. Yes, let's talk about applications. This is the area that everybody will pay attention. You see, application can be submitted in 2 ways. Please, I want everybody to pay attention. This is a scenario that most of time, this scenario we're going to discuss now, you may see up to 2-3 questions on it. Writing application and submitting premium, and writing application without submitting premium with the application. So there's 2 ways you can submit the application. One of them, you submit the application with initial premium. And the second one is submit application without initial premium. Most often, the one everybody do was submitting application without initial premium. But in case you submit application with initial premium, we're going to look at the scenario that involved in it. First of all, let's start with, let's talk about premium and premium receipts. What is premium? That's first money you pay with the application when the application is approved, or when the application, when you submit the application, is what we call the premium. The money you pay to transfer your risk to the insurance company is premium. Remember, insurance is what? Transfer of risk. When you transfer the risk, the insurance company will accept the risk you transfer to them. Say, oh, boy, oh, girl, you have transferred the risk for me to manage. You have to pay me social amount for me to manage that risk. That social amount they told you to pay is what we call premium. So the moment an agent collects an applicant's first premium payment is a critical point in the insurance business process. Please, do not collect somebody's premium with initial premium with the application, you keep it with you. No. Let's assume the person paid the application. The person paid the initial premium with what? With cash. And you decide not to submit the cash, you mix that cash with your money. Maybe when they give you the cash, you after filling the application, you know the amount the person is going to pay. The person says, "Oh, let me give you cash." You just count the cash, the first initial premium cash give you, and you put it in your pocket. And there's also your money in your pocket before you put that in, which means you are mixing that initial premium with your own money in your pocket. It's called commingling. It's always exam questions. Commingling. We are still going to see it. But when you miss the cash, the initial premium given to you, or the premium given to you by the applicant, you mix it with your own money. It's called commingling. What it means is this. Immediately they give you that money, find the fastest means to send it to the insurance company. Do not hold it. Remember, anything can happen. That person may give you money. Within the next 2 hours, he step out, go in and had an accident and die. Remember, this application has been signed. It's assumed that when you sign it, you must have submitted it. So let's assume you collect the money and you did not submit it online. You have to mail it to the insurance company. Use the fastest means to mail it to the insurance company immediately. For the point that this person has given you feed application and give you initial premium, the policy, effective date of that policy is that day that application was written and the initial premium was paid. And you will satisfy that by giving that person a conditional receipt showing that the premium has been paid, conditional receipt can be a premium receipt. So this transaction can determine exactly when coverage begins as well as any condition that must be met. Properly handling initial premium and issuing the correct receipt helps ensure a smooth underwriting process while providing appropriate protection for the client during the application review period. So, does the person who paid the initial premium, with the application, and does that mean that person have a policy then? Anybody? If you pay your initial premium with application submitted today, submitted at the same time, does it mean that you have a policy already?
Yes.
No.
What is the reason?
Yes.
Until the insurance company sends you back the package for you to sign.
Any other person? Somebody say no, somebody say yes. Any other person? This is a scenario question that everybody must know.
Yes, it's not you don't have the policy yet until they send you the counter offer.
All right. Any other person?
Repeat the question, Professor Val.
I said, if you are an agent now, I come to you, say, please, Mariam, can you write policy for me? You wrote the policy. When you finish, we write the application finish. You told me that, look, but your premium, your monthly premium is expected to be 500. Now, I bring out that 500, give you, and you give me a receipt showing that you have given my paid initial premium. So the question is this: does it mean then that I have a policy?
No.
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 Yes.
It's a conditional kind
it's
of.
It's a conditional one.
Yeah. Until the insurance company approves your your policy. That's when you
And
know
then,
you have it.
what's the name? They have to do the part 2 to the medicals before they.
Good. Everybody answering correct. I want everybody to participate. This. I'm telling you, you will see this in the exam. This is the trickiest part of it. So I want everybody to participate on it, reason on it. I asked that question again. Does it mean at that point that Miriam wrote the policy for me? We fill the application. Before she submitted the application, I said, look, I have my initial premium. Look at my initial premium. I write a check, I gave her cash. Does it mean then that I have a policy?
No.
No.
I don't think so, no.
I don't think so.
The reason is, at that point, it's still based on condition. It's a conditional, even if you put, they give you a conditional receipt, and it's not binding because
Yes.
initial thing, you made an offer, the insurer
Yes.
must have to accept it before a binding contract takes place.
But Professor, you got a receipt. You give the money, you got a receipt, and you wrote you did the application, correct, and get the policy, right? Yeah, you have a conditional.
So if anything happened to me, then will I get with my beneficiary?
They're gonna investigate. They're gonna continue the process. They're gonna finalize the process. They're gonna check to see, continue to see if you have any issue. If there's issue prior to you paying the money, you're not gonna get paid. But if, say, for instance, issue rise after, you will get your money.
Of course. So the answer will be yes and no. In that situation, Miriam wrote my policy, and after writing the application, I paid my initial premium.
Yes.
So the answer will be yes and no.
So, excuse me, are you saying that during the exam, if they ask you that question, you will say yes or no?
No, I'm going to give, I said the answer is yes and no. I'm going to explain.
Okay.
So based on that, you now know how to answer it in case if you see it in the exam. So such case that somebody wrote an application, Miriam wrote an application for me. We fill the application, I gave her initial payment, which is initial premium, and she gave me a conditional receipt. And probably I was along the ride, something happened to me. Will my people receive a proceed as a benefit? Yes and no. No, if I have submitted all those things, Miriam has submitted all things to the insurance underwriter. The underwriter goes through it and approve it. Probably along the line, they have collected my medical. They go through it, find out that, look, this person cannot be approved. What do? They're going to deny the policy and give my people back my initial premium. Now, if they go through the report, see that, oh, this man can be approved, they can't deny giving my people the benefit. They must give my people the benefit.
All right, ahead, you get your money.
So that's why I said is yes and no. So the answer is always yes and no. You will not see yes and no in the exam, no. But you're going to see it in the 2 words. So in case they ask that medical has been done, and this person, they found that this person doesn't have any problem, can the policy be approved? Can the benefit be paid? Of course, yes. And that's the reason why you as an agent, you are required to submit that application and the money as soon as you got it.
Quickly.
As soon as you got it, you are required to submit it to avoid any problem in terms of benefit or no benefits. And again, another thing why you should know that is yes is this. Because if finally the application is approved, the effective date of that application is that day you submit the application. That day you pay the initial premium. Don't forget it. So the effective date, they always ask the question of effective date. The effective date becomes that day that policy, that application was filled, that day that initial premium was paid. That is effective date. So the issue date will be what? The date the policy was approved. But the effective date of that policy will be what? That day that application initial premium was paid. Now, we have another issue date. Another issue date or the effective date is when you submit application without initial premium. Is everybody getting it? Is everybody getting this?
Somebody is a background noise.
Please, somebody. Right. So, another one is that when you submit the application without initial premium, remember the first one, you submit the application with initial premium. That is the first one we discussed, the one I asked question. Now, if you, the first one was you submitted the application with initial premium. That is the one we discussed. Then the second one now is that when you submit the application without initial premium, when you submit the application without initial premium, you now have another set of policy approval, another set of effective date, another set of issue date. If you submit the application without the initial premium, first of all, the application has to be approved. When the application is approved, since you have submitted the initial premium, that day the application was approved is the effective date of that policy. And that becomes the issue date. And that's when they will now send you a form. Remember, the contract is not binding yet. Because what the insurance company do was to accept the offer you made. And they're going to do a counter offer by sending you those booklets. Those booklets will go to your house. You receive that booklet. If the insurance company or your agent bring that booklet to you, that's what we call, you're now given 10 days, which is the free look period, 10 days to go through the application. If you go through the application within that 10 days, you approve it, you sign a delivery receipt and a statement of good health and send back to them. Now the insurance company got it. What happened? The contract is now binding. You can no longer make changes to that contract. Neither the insurance company can make changes to it without what? Notifying you. However, some insurance company, which may not be in the exam, insurance company will say, we give you 1 month or 2 months from today if you can call to adjust your first amount. Sometimes they do that. But most often, the best thing to do to adjust your first amount at that time is that time period of free look period. Because what? They ask you in that period to send them statement of good health. Insurance company don't want to lose. They want to know your statement of good health at any time the application, the first amount is being increased, or otherwise they'll tell you to write another policy. And can you ask yourself, now that these people, you send an application and they told you they do a lot of investigation, do your lab, come to your house and check everything that you give them urine, they do all the labs and finally approve you. Then after that, they send you booklet. Now, want you again to testify that, look, my health is still the same as it was when the application was submitted, when the urine was collected, when the medical lab, everything was tested. Within these 2 periods, this distance, they still want you to confirm this, that health situation they found it before is still what it is. That's why they give you that paper statement of good health to sign. So that's the reason why they do that. Because they are not sure. Their problem is they think that within this period of you must have had problem. You must have had problem. Within this period, you must have had problem. So that's always the problem. That's always the case. So please always remember that. Any question on this? Any question on this before we go forward? If you do not understand, please say it. You do not understand, so we can.
Yes, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Does it not be called when your client give you money and you mix it up with your own money? You call it commit something. I'm trying to look for it. I didn't say it.
Commingling.
Commingling.
Commingling. Where do I see it? I want to help spell it. I didn't see it anywhere on the screen.
Commingling is not with the, we're gonna
Oh, commingling. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gling. Okay.
Gling, yeah.
All right.
So
thank you.
that's what it is. When you
mix
the money they gave to you, you mix it with your own money. The money is supposed.
I thought I had commingling, so I wanted to get the spelling.
All right. No. Forget my accent.
No. Everybody has an accent. Everyone has an accent.
So that's what it is. Commingling is an exam question. You have to know what it means, because sometimes they want you to know they ask a question based on that. All right. So any other question before we move ahead?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
If I get you right, you said when you fill out an application form without the initial premium and you submit the form to the insurance company, the day they approve your form, that's the date that your policy kicks off. If I get that right, and I did not
who can correct her? That's the way we learn.
Explain it to her all together, Professor.
You want me to explain it again?
To her.
All right.
Yeah, she missing it. She missing
all
because
right. So if
the money is not given overall, you can, if the premium is not paid, you don't, number one, you don't have a policy. You can't have a policy. The premium has to be paid.
Yep.
So continue for me.
All right. So what I said is this. Is two ways. One, you submitted application with initial premium. Two, you submitted application without initial premium. We have solved the one of submitting application with initial premium. That's the one everybody knows now. Now let me talk about when you submit application without initial premium. That is the permanent one everybody is doing now. Submitting application without initial premium. That application has to be approved. If the application is approved, what happens? The insurance company will notify the agent and sometimes notify the proposed insured, saying that, look, your application has been approved. Pay your money. The approval of the application does not mean they'll have a policy. No. Remember, it's a contract. And remember what we said about consideration clause. Consideration. In consideration, we said it's three considerations. One, in the part of the insured. One in the part of the insurance company. Consideration in part of insurance company and consideration in part of the applicant. The consideration in part of the insurance company, sometimes we can call it insuring clause. And if we call it insuring clause, what is that consideration? Is the promise to pay benefits. Promise to pay benefits. That is the insurance company consideration clause. Most often, they will confuse you what insuring clause is. The same thing. It's the consideration, which is what the promise to pay benefit. Now, another consideration is in the part of you, the applicant, is two, which is what? The application and the initial premium. That is your consideration. If you bring these three things together, that's what makes a contract. Before we now talk whether the contract is binding or not. So these are the three things you have to do. So now you submit the application without initial premium. What does it mean? No contract is there at all because you have not completed your own part of the contract, which is what? Application and initial premium. The insurance company, their own consideration has been completed, which is the promise to pay benefit. But their own part, the applicant, your own is what? The application and the initial premium. Now you have done the application, you have not done the initial premium. So there is no contract yet. I want everyone to understand all these scenarios. There's no contract yet. You have submitted application, there is no initial premium. Your own part of the consideration clause has not been fulfilled. So now, if you submit the application without initial premium, the insurance company will receive the application, and that type of application, please everybody note, that type of application you submit without initial premium is called trial application. Trial application. I hope it's clear to everybody. I'm coming to answer your question. So that is called trial application. That application is submitted without initial premium. The insurance company regards it as trial application. In that case, it's still an offer, but is that offer completed? No. So now, the insurance company notify you that, look, Mr. Man or Mr. Woman, look, your application has been approved. They may notify your agent. Oh, so application has been approved. Now your agent gets excited and say, look, my client application is approved. Your agent will call you and say, look, this application has been approved. We need your initial premium to be paid. You paid, you now say, of course, you have already put your bank information on the application. You now tell them, all right, you give them the authorization to withdraw. They withdraw the initial premium. What happened? Now the policy becomes effective. Because remember, this policy has been approved. Being approved doesn't mean you have a policy. No. Until when you pay initial premium, the policy now becomes effective. So you can see the effective date on the other side when you submit application with initial premium is when you paid premium and the application submitted together is effective date. That date is effective date. Now you submit application without initial premium and the application first approved before you pay your premium. The effective date becomes that day your premium was paid. The approval date is not that date. It's the date you pay the premium. Because that day you complete your own consideration clause. I hope, is it clear to everybody?
Yes.
Any confusion, please tell me. Any question, any confusion on this? You have to understand this well, because this is where the questions come from. I tell you the truth. From the time you submit the application to the time approval, to the free look period, to the contestability period, these are the ways you can see a lot of questions. So you have to understand it well. The two parts, when you pay premium, when you submit application without premium, and when you submit application with premium. This you have to know. Because a lot of questions come from it. From there, you go to free look period, whether 10 days or 30 days. There you go to contestability period, which is 2 years after premium, after policy is issued, and 2 years after policy is issued. So you have to know all those. That is the scenario questions. So the questions may come in different ways, but if you understand this narrative I gave now, you are sure of having got 5 to 6 questions in the exam. That is the truth. So any question, please say it now, or just remain silent and go to the exam hall and pass. So we're going to look at premium paid with the application. Of course, we have already finished it. There's no need to waste our time there. We're now looking at premium paid with the application. What happens when you pay submit your application with initial premium? We already said it. So the scenario you have known. We just go through it, but it's just what we have described now. So it is generally in the best interest of both the proposed insured and the agent to have the initial premium paid when the application is completed. It's in the best interest of you to pay your application, pay initial premium with the application. So there are some of us that when the application is approved, they'll be begging them to bring the initial premium. So some people, you have to beg them to bring the initial premium. Please, if you cannot afford big one, do small one, no matter how small it is. Nobody is telling you to put $1 million policy when you cannot afford it. No. It's better to get little than not to get nothing. I'm telling you. You have some money in your bank, you keep it there, you are watching the money every day, you log in to watch the money. Please take part of it there, go and open an annuity to have a stream of retirement income. That's the basis of working. That's the basis of looking for money. If you do not have all those things with time, when it becomes late, if it's difficult, no matter how we want to correct, if it's difficult during when you retire, everybody must retire. I had one lady that worked one place I worked till. She says, I worked for 40, I think 40 years or what. I said, what? You stay for one place for 40 years. That is death trap. How much are they going to pay you? So please, there's no need to keep those money there. Yes, you can keep contingent money, family emergency money, of course. But however, prepare for that retirement age. Is very, very, in fact, sometimes I ask myself how I wish I become 20 years today. Now that I know what is happening. By the time if I go back to 20 years today, but time I get to 60 years, I must have, if I say that you can rewind clock back to 20 years, to me, now, oh my God, by the time I get back to 60 years, I must have acquired weight that my children will be relaxed. At least I make sure that first, second, third generation, all of them will go to school without taking any student loan. I must make sure I do that. So that at any time they say, oh, grandpa, my school, I'm going to school today because of my grandpa. They will not be saying I go to school because of my father. They will say, I'm going to school today because of my grandpa, because of my grandma. That is legacy. And you will retire with goodness. Even if person that there's this man, somebody called me, they went to Nigeria I'm from Nigeria, of course, for those who don't know. I'm from Nigeria. I'm from Imo State. So there's this friend of mine, they traveled to Nigeria to go to their father's 90th birthday. 90th birthday. So the birthday was done on 2nd of January this year. So the birthday was done. The man, if you see the video where the 90-year-old man was dancing, happily, was very, very happy dancing with all his children and grandchildren. The man was dancing strongly. I'm telling you the truth. So you know what happened? The children left back to London. The next day, the man died.
Oh.
And you see the worst part of it. The man went to hospital. I say, after 2 days, the man, they says, my chest. They took him to hospital. So the man was there at the hospital, was happy, laughing, was blessing his children. Anyone he called, both the ones have gone back, he called them on phone, be talking on phone, he'll be blessing them. Those ones who are not, who are very close to the village, who are still have not traveled, he called them to come there, he wanted to bless them. So the daughter, one of the daughter who's there with him was asking, this one is blessing everybody. He said, can't I bless my children again? The man was so happy. After blessing all of them, finish the man died.
Oh, that's a good one.
No, it's a very good transition.
It's a good one.
That is the kind of transition everybody wants. Not you'll be dying in pain. No. We don't want that. We don't want that. And one of the things that can remove people from dying in pain is that when you have a good retirement. Of course, the children, we that's trained down in the back in homes, we have different orientation compared to those who are trained here.
Yes.
So those ones who are trained here, my dear, do not hope on them. That's the truth. Do not hope on them. Do not hope on them. They are selfish. Let me use that word. Sorry,
yes,
selfish.
all of them.
All of them. So you get to prepare your retirement for you to retire with good mind. Otherwise, it's a big problem.
Yes.
Not that they don't like you as a parent. They do love you well. But their orientation is not the same orientation we have.
Yep.
So that's the truth. All of them, not one, all of them are the same. Are they bad? No. But it's orientation.
That's how they see things.
That's how they see things. And that's why sometimes this thing, even if you are doing this, they tell you, say, mom, dad, is scam. They're going to scam you. They don't believe in it. However, you get to make them to believe in it. No, that's the truth. They say, mom, dad, that's coming you.
So, sir.
Go ahead.
I love that perspective you just brought now, I don't think many people say the truth the way you said it right now. Okay?
That's the truth.
The truth you just presented right now. Then the question, as one of the riders, I will add to that question. When we know this and we say we the parents that we want to make our next generation a better one, why do we know the truth and we don't want to enforce the truth by saying this is not the way we should go?
What you said is the truth. But let me tell you, here in America, even here that me and you are, there are some families that have prepared for their children. You know that? Yes. It's the same America.
I'm just about, it's not up to a year that I'm here in America though. So I'm still very fresh. I use the word, but there are a lot of things I see around when I go. I see the kind of I'm a Nigerian as well. So I see people, the kind of suffering they don't suffer in Nigeria. I see them go through that suffering here. I say, what is the deal? What is the attraction here? So when you just nailed it, I said, wow. So somebody's actually seeing the thing the way it's honestly, sir.
Yeah. You see, let me tell you, thank God you are just new. You know why I say thank God that is not new? Because you are getting the information when you are just fresh.
Yeah, when he needs it too.
And this is exactly the time you need it. So, yeah, retirement in this place will not be like some of us who have been here more than 20-something years.
You're talking about people who are here more than 30 years, like me.
So this is the right time for you to get this information. Just thank the person who brought you here. You may not understand what we have passed through, but for you who are here, no matter the age, start building up the right path now. Yes, the children, you must provide for
I
the children.
I need to have your number one-on-one for this kind of counseling. Honestly,
You see, no matter what you think, you can provide everything for your children, but for you as a person, get your ass together. That's the truth. In America today, there are some families, their grandchildren, great-grandchildren has already been provided. They are not working more than us, but it's just intelligent what they have tried to do right from beginning. There is no family today that you go to that family, you are getting close to $7 or $8 million life insurance policy, and that family will be poor if it is well managed. That's the basic truth. And if they go along to say that 7 or 8 million goes to family trust, that family will remain rich. Because this 7 or 8 million will be compounding for you, increasing for the family. Even if when the family begin to use it, it's still compounding. So that is the area we do not invest on. And that's exactly why we are here today. To bring that understanding that it's not only about working. Most of us will work, they work 40 years. When they retire, they are poor. Every little thing, they go to nursing home. That is the truth. But that is the only reason why we're here today. I said it most times, it's not about the business. But first of all, understand where you are, understand how to protect yourself. Then understand how to protect your children. Those children, in as much as they have a different orientation, but they are so lovely. They understand the problem. They understand the issue. But you as a parent have to make them to understand that issue. It's only that can do that. I cannot make my own children and make your own children. No, it's you that can do that. Some of them, if you, it's American children. American children, but the same America, some families who are more American than you are training their family, training their children in the right way. But you, it's American children. I don't believe in that nonsense. Most times, I have to tell my children, say, look, if you enter from, go anyway, go, immediately cross my mailbox, you don't enter Bolando. Yeah, immediately you cross the, what do you call it? the mail bus, you are driving inside, you have entered complete Igbo land. So that somehow trying to instill discipline. I'm saying it in the sense that some people, their children is above 18 years, 19 years, 20 years, and they're still living in your house, and you tell them, you're trying to let them understand what they will regret if they do not understand it now. They say, oh, mom, that's coming you. Yes, that's coming you. Continue to say it until you give them condition, they will do that. And when they grab it, they run with it.
Yeah.
That is the truth. But initially, it'll be difficult for them to grab it based on what the knowledge, what they're saying. And let me give you guys one example. My daughter teaches people this. He teaches so many things. When she was starting, it was a talk of war. He said, Mom, I don't have to do this. Mom said, my daughter, you have to do it. You don't have choice. As far as you're living in my house. It was a first on her, and and now that she's doing it, she's enjoying it. Even she's at school at San Antonio, every Sunday, she still conducts the thing. When she come back, anytime she come back Dallas, she's training people. Because we have made her to know that this is important for your life. And now, whenever she's talking about, in fact, anytime when they're discussing, they will say, remember, you are throwing away money. Don't do this. Remember, make money and never lose money. So it's you have to implement it in your home. So what it means, make them to write this exam. You're not telling them to do the business, but let them understand the concept. Go back. Let me refer you guys a little bit to what is going on. I don't know. I keep on saying I'm from Nigeria, I'm from an Igbo man. If you go to your community today, make a reference. There's those people that have money before. They are so rich that people are afraid of them in the community. Check back to them now, what is going on in that family. Did that money fly away? No, it was mismanaged. So it's still accepted. You had the policy, the person passed. Let's assume this 90 years old man that died, if he has $500 million policy and he dies, and maybe his children are not well trained on how to manage finance, do you think that money will stay? In the next 10 years, go there, it will be like a desert. The man's grave, they may not even be doing it. In fact, the man's house may be tattered, they can't paint it. So as in some of the families today, some of those prominent men we have in Nigeria, we have other countries, go to them. I met one lady, the father was a vice president of one of the country in Africa. I'm telling you the gospel truth. The father was once a vice president, and that lady is an Uber driver. Today, here in America, can you imagine that? The father was a former vice, I don't want to call the country. The farmer was a former vice president. You can't believe that. She is an Uber driver. She have carried me. I was trying to recruit her. We become friends before she began to tell me who she was. Short. So when you look at all those things, you now begin to ask yourself, what is the problem? Why will you reach at that level? You use private jet to go wherever you go. Like she was telling me, if she wanted, that time she was in school, if she's coming to America, it's private jet from Africa to here. But today, what happened? She's driving Uber. Is it the right thing for her to do? If things are well planned, if things are well managed, is it the right thing for her to do? No.
So let me ask you one question.
Uh-huh.
I think sometimes in the presentation, you did mention insuring clause is the same thing as consideration clause. Is that true?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay, but I saw a question that two of them are in the same options.
Yes.
Can I read out the questions for you?
I'll read it.
The clause in an accident and health policy which define the benefit amount the insurer will pay is called the
insurer will
insuring clause. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Say which defines the benefit amount that insurer will pay is called the There's insuring clause, there is free look provision, which is a knockout. There's a contestable clause, is a knockout. There's a consideration clause. So
All
the
right.
two of them are
The
standing
two of
now.
them, remember, all of them are called what? Consideration clause. All of them are called consideration clause. But if you begin to differentiate, the consideration clause in part of the insurance company is insuring clause. But what is the basic word? They are consideration clause.
Okay.
So let's assume you see a question where what you see only is insuring clause. Then the insuring clause will be the answer.
You're correct.
So it's good for you to know what insuring clause means. What totally is three consideration clause. I said it, three consideration clause. Consideration clause in part of the insurance company is also called insuring clause. But what is it? Consideration clause. Now, consideration clause in part of the insured, or I mean the applicant, is what? Two, the application and the initial premium. So I think in that case, the answer still be consideration clause. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
All right. So if you see questions where you do not see any consideration clause there, is of talking about the promise to pay benefit, which we say conditional, is insuring clause. So let that not confuse you. Just get it on your hand as a tool. All right. So let's look at, we already talked about premium paid with application. When you pay premium with the application, you say the premium is generally forwarded. Any other person? Any other question?
No, not
right.
for me.
The premium is generally forwarded with what application to the underwriting department. However, if a premium is not paid with the application, the agent should submit the application to the insurance company without the premium. Even if the policy is approved and issued, it will not become effective until the initial premium is collected. So what guide in policy being effective is the premium payments. The premium payment completes the consideration clause, which makes it a contract. So please know that. So an application submitted without an initial premium is typically referred to as a trial application. Everybody should know that too. Trial application. When you submit application without initial premium, it's called a trial application. So remember, an application is consideration. Remember, an application's consideration is a requirement for a valid contract. In the case of an insurance contract, the consideration is first full premium payment plus the application. An insurer will not allow an applicant to possess a policy without receipt of the initial premium. So I think that should be clear. Any question based on this? I think we have to leave it and move. So premium receipt. Remember,
hello,
question.
sir.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So since your bank details are on the form, so why are they saying that you did not pay your premium, your first premium, since your details is on the form that you filled? Is it that you have a special thing to give them before they can go ahead and withdraw?
Sir,
no.
Could it be because it takes some time before the payment clears?
Oh, no. No. All right, let's assume if I should understand your question, if I answer it correctly, let me know. Otherwise, we'll repeat the question. Let me answer what you said. If you submit the application with initial premium, whether check, whether cash, you have submitted the application with what? Initial premium. Whether they withdraw it or they don't withdraw it, it's no longer your business. You have paid. Then the agent will submit two of them together. Or you do not submit the application with initial premium. When you are filling the application, the agent who is filling the application will ask you for your bank information. They will put in the application. Those bank information will be your bank number, your routing number, everything we put into the application. So when the application is not approved, they're not going to withdraw the money. It's assumed that you have not paid. When the application is approved, they will notify you that, look, this application is approved, waiting for payment. Now, you will now approve for them to make a withdrawal. If they work the withdrawal, then your policy becomes effective. Did I answer it correctly? Was it correct to you? Or you have any other question to ask?
No, sir.
All right. So any other person? All right. So the dates on this receipt are, we're not talking about premium receipt. This premium receipt we are talking about, remember, you submit the application with initial premium. They give you one receipt called conditional receipt. Remember that? So when that agent give you the condition, when you pay the premium to the agent with the application, that receipt they give you is called conditional receipt. Does it mean that the application has been approved? No. Does it mean that the policy has been effective? No. That's how conditional receipt the agent give you is to tell you that, look, on this date, you have paid your premium. And I'm giving you the receipt to show you that, look, I've collected the initial premium. So this kind of receipts are referred to as temporary insurance agreement. It's temporary because what? You have not completed the other one. So what does this mean? This life insurance terminology is used to describe the amount of insurance provided by the insurer between the period when the application is taken and the first premium is paid and the time when the policy is issued, which may limit and depend on whether the applicant is untimely funded to be insurable as a standard risk. So, however, all this depends on whether you be approved or you not be approved. There are two types of receipts that may be provided to an applicant when the producer collects the premium. One is the conditional receipt and a binding receipt. When do you think the binding receipt come?
After the approval.
After the approval and the premium is paid. After the pre-look period, the contract will become binding. Then the receipt is given to you as a binding receipt. Please remember that. But most often, the insurance company they try not to even to give you binding receipt.
I'm not taking you, I'm tired. Me, myself, if you pick me, I'll go.
Sometimes they don't want to give you binding receipt because binding receipt sometimes put them into trouble.
No, let's go, I'm tired. Come on, no.
Put them so sometimes binding receipt put them into trouble, so they try to avoid it. So binding receipts are primarily in property and casualty insurance. They provide temporary coverage until coverage is issued as a request or denied. Binding receipt may also be referred to as temporary insurance agreement. So that is binding receipt. So we have talked about conditional receipt. The most important I want you to know here is conditional receipt. That is the one you should expect in the exam. So there's nothing again to talk about conditional receipt. We have talked about it. So a conditional receipt outlines certain conditions that must be met for the insurance coverage to go into effect. The conditional receipt provides that upon payment of initial premium, coverage is effective on the condition that the applicant proved insurable as of either the date the application was signed or the date of a medical exam if required, whichever is later. So we talk about medical exam. Of course, that is equally considered. The date of the medical exam may be the date that the application is approved, or maybe the date of the effective, depending on what the question is. So this is, when you answer such question, you have to clearly look into it, what it means, and what they're trying to answer. Just like the question he asked me, now concerning consideration and insuring clause. Of course, you go through all the paper, they tell you that insuring clause is what the consideration clause in part of the insurance company. So that's the insuring clause. So you see two of them together, you read the question to know actually what they're asking you. Of course, it's a consideration clause. Does insurance clause supersede the consideration clause? Of course, no. The consideration clause in is the insuring clause. So three of them is three consideration clause. They will not say three insurance clause. No, it's three consideration clause, which is the insurance clause in part of the insurance company, which is the promise to pay benefit, and that of the insured or the applicant, which is the statement or the representation and what the initial premium. Remember, the application statement can be referred as representation. Please know that. So, however, the applicant is found to be uninsurable. If the applicant is found to be uninsurable, on the basis based on the information gathered through the application process or during a required medical exam, then the coverage is void. No coverage takes effect or was ever in effect, and the premium is refunded. Of course, if they cannot approve it, they refund your premium when you have paid the initial premium with the application. So I think all this is well. There's no need to waste enough time on this. We already discussed this earlier. Conditional receipts, of course, we have talked about that. They give you conditional receipt not to tell you the application is approved. No, just to tell you that, look, I received a receipt and you have paid your premium. So the binding receipt, also known as unconditional receipt, is no longer conditional receipt. Coverage becomes effective upon receipt of the premium. The policy is guaranteed under binding receipt until the insurer either approves or formally rejects the application. Let me tell you, most of the insurance companies do not succumb to binding receipt. When something is binding, it means that it's enforced. You must not reject it. You must not say, I do not want it. You must have to enforce it. So most insurance company does not want to give you a binding. In fact, it's no longer of use for insurance company to give you binding receipt. Because let's assume you get that, you submit that application with initial premium, they give you unconditional receipt, which is a binding receipt. What means that whether you approve or not approve, your policy have already started, is in force. If anything happens to that, then the insurance company does not have to deny you. They must give you, if claim is filed, they must pay the claim because they already give you a binding receipt. So no insurance company want to do that. It's just shooting themselves on the leg. So that's why binding receipts are not used in insurance policy, life insurance policy, used on what? In auto homeowners insurance. So no insurance company will give you binding receipt. You know what it means? You pay your premium, somebody give you binding receipt. Means that even if that person is not approved, that person already have a policy. So you must pay the premium. Pay the proceeds. No company want to do that. Look at the example. He said you can expect to see 2 to 4 questions on your state exam regarding conditional and binding receipt. Please remember. See, he said you can expect to see 2 to 4 questions on your state exam regarding conditional and binding receipt. Remember, a conditional receipt provides a coverage only if subsequent underwriting confirm insurability based on the application date or medical exam date. 2, a binding receipt grants immediate coverage until the insurer makes a final decision. So, can you give somebody immediate coverage when the application has not been approved? I don't think any insurance company will do that. So that's what binding receipt do. Immediately they give you the binding receipt, means that this, coverage has started. Even if you have not, medical exam has not been conducted, every other thing has not been done. You give a binding receipt, that application is in force already. So temporary insurance agreement, the life insurance terminology, this is what used to describe the amount of insurance provided by the insurer between the period when the application is taken and the first premium is paid. That's what temporary insurance agreement. So, what we call trial application. Remember, the time the application is given and premium and first premium is paid between the period when the application is taken and the first premium is paid, what we have is what? Temporary insurance agreement. And if anything happened to you then, do that temporary insurance agreement, are they going to pay the profit? Yes or and no. So that's what we discussed before. So the amount of insurance provided by the temporary agreement may be less than the policy applied by the applicant. Most often, temporary insurance agreement is designed to pay if the insured dies before the policy is issued. Only if that company would have issued the policy except for the insured prior death. Therefore, a death benefit will not be paid if the company determines, though through its standard underwriting practice that the applicant was not insurable. So this is a very clear thing for all of us to know. I think we have said it, several questions come out from this. So I want everybody to, if you have questions, I think we can finish this in tomorrow. We will not finish it tonight. It's already 8:30, 8:30 something. We're going to start tomorrow from policy issue and deliverance, which is almost 75% done. We finish it tomorrow morning and answer question on it. Policy issue and deliverance. This is underwriting process. A lot of questions come out of it. It's life insurance underwriting and policy issues. You want to know the underwriting process. You want to know the policy issues. A lot of questions. I expect a lot of questions to come from it. So please know it. Any question you have asked, we can clarify, please. If we can't, we search and we make sure we get it done. So I think we're gonna stop here. Tomorrow we start by 8:30. We do policy issue and delivery, which we have 75% done. We finish it tomorrow morning and answer questions to start from chapter 8. So we stop tonight from here. All right. So
thank you very much, sir.
We're gonna start from here. Any question from anybody from what we discussed? Any question we can answer it before we go? Any question?
My quick question will be, when you sit for the exam, does the result come out immediately?
Of course.
Even if it's paper-based?
Yes.
No, I don't think anybody's writing paper-based.
When I mean you go to the center.
Yeah, if you go to the center,
yeah.
is electronics now.
Yes.
Immediately you log out. As you are logging out, you come out to the table to collect your ID and every other thing, your key and every other thing. They print out the result and give you.
Congratulations.
So as you log out, you are seeing whether you pass or not. As you log out and come back to the table of the inspectors, they will give you the paper to know whether you pass or not.
And if you don't pass, what is the time interval you could rewrite the exam?
It just, I think, 48 hours.
Okay.
So in that case, because I've seen a lot of people, when they go, they did not pass. Remember, I want everybody to know one thing in this exam. You do not send anybody. It's you that send yourself. It's you that agree that you want to do this. So there's no basis of maybe when you go try, it did not pass, you are doing as if somebody died. No. So if you do not pass, what you do?
Try again.
Try again. You do not do as if something serious has happened. The only thing, when they print that paper, you look at that paper, you know the area you did not do good. The areas you need some to practice more.
Then you focus on that area.
You just see it. You don't come back. The best you can do to yourself is to start immediately to review, because if you wait for another 1 week before you start reviewing, the ones you know will vanish. Remember, this is everybody here is working and doing this and trying to get this exam done. So immediately you come out, if the person did not make it, just dust up that and get the paper. Look at the area. Oh, what you do? Oh, this one, I did not get this area right. So I'm going to pay attention. You come back, take your nice sleep, then start reviewing again. Enter class, start doing it again. Pay much attention on those areas you don't know. Now you have discovered how the exam is. Your preparation will be different. Yeah. So there's no need. If you go and you don't make it, please. It's not a big deal. Come back and do it again. The most important thing, do not waste time in registering. In fact, I registered somebody today. Somebody registered today. They started today. So Texas, of course, Texas is somehow cheap. Texas is $49. So other states is almost $100 and something. Whose states is more than $100 here? Anybody?
No.
So I know some states is close to $100 or more than $100. Some around 90 something, but Texas is $49.
We are 55.
All right. Which state is that?
Pennsylvania.
Oh, Pennsylvania, $55. See, so Texas is cheap. Texas is cheap.
So you're saying, right, after the exam?
Go ahead.
Okay. So after the exam, they will give you the show you the areas you get right and the areas you get wrong.
Yes, if you immediately come out from their table, you have to meet the investigators, those ones who are the table, who search you. Is it vigilant or what they call themselves?
Who did
who search you when they're not really gonna search you, they're gonna register you.
On
So
punishment?
meet them.
Are they on punishment?
What they do is
No,
what?
let
They will
them
just
stop.
give you,
Let them
they
stand there.
print out the paper and give you. That paper will show whether you pass or you did not pass. If you do not pass, that paper will show you you did not pass. They will show you the area, that paper in it, that printout show you the areas
Improvement.
you need to concentrate. Then
Okay.
if you pass, the paper will show you, oh, you passed. You passed, the paper will tell you your score.
Okay, so no area of concentration. Okay, because
No,
I wanted to
no,
ask the
because
people that took it if
yeah,
I can
because
see
you
their
have
paper.
yeah, because you have passed, so there's no area you have to
Oh,
revise it.
okay.
But if you do
Okay.
not pass, what you're gonna see, they're gonna give you, they show you your score. So in that your score, you now know basically how many points you are missing. That will tell you how your review will be. If you,
Okay.
some people go and they pass, the score mark is 70. You go and get, some people has gone done and get 69. So it's only 1 point. So if you come out,
Okay.
if you come out from it, just start immediately. You go and get 60 something. You see that you need small to pass. Come out and start immediately, because if you want to stay maybe 1 week before you start, the ones you know will vanish.
Okay.
So that's what I'm
They
trying to
still
say.
have to pay again, pay the money again
Yeah,
to
you pay
register.
again. That's the only thing, you pay again. And the good thing is that if you pass it once, you're not passing, you're not doing it again. And the other
I'm
states
scared. I feel I'm not ready, honestly. I feel like changing the date.
no, you don't change it. If you go, even if you did not make it, just be proud of it. If you did not make it, what happened? You come back. But let me tell you, don't say that you feel like you don't make it, you are not ready. There's this lady, that one is the funny one. This lady, she said she wasn't ready. She had registered for the exam. She went to the hall to go and cancel it. At the point she went to go and cancel, what happened? She called my wife. My wife told her, no, why are you canceling? Enter the hall. Oh, behold, she entered the hall and she passed.
Wow.
But she went out, yeah, she
Wow.
have gone to cancel to change the date.
Is it the same question that everybody is writing?
I think it's the same, except the state one. The states are different.
Okay, the same questions for everybody. So
Yes.
somebody can come
The
back and tell
national
you
should
as
be same.
in
Oh, the national. You see what happened? This question is on database, question database. So what it means that we are answering the same question, but not particular question per se, because when you log in, what you are seeing may not be what the other person is seeing, but it's the same standard. Whatever that wrote for you may not be what wrote for another person. That's why I say you may see one question twice or 3 times. Answer it. That does not mean that you failed it. No. It's what pop up for you. When you click next, whatever rule out to be
Like
the
cards
question.
is computer, yeah,
Yes.
like cards, CAT.
Yeah. Or if this question, like even can all from people who are nurses here, who are nurse practitioners here, most of the questions, so the same people set it. Pearson view. Pearson set all those questions. So it's the same standard. I mean, standard in the sense that, like if you're writing NCLEX, for those who have written NCLEX before, if you're writing, you see that whatever you see, when you say next, whatever comes out is what you answer. The other person sitting around with you may not be answering the same thing you answer,
The
because
same question, yes.
yes. So but it's of the same standard. So that's how it
Okay.
is that way. Yeah. Don't be afraid. Don't be surprised you go there and pass. The most important is that make sure your state part of the exam is done well.
Okay.
The national, follow what we are doing and read on your own. Believe you me, don't be surprised. You say you're not ready, you go there and pass. I'm telling you the truth.
I receive it.
Yeah,
I receive it.
Quick one. The Texas part of it, where do we find it on this?
All right. I think, all right, let me show you guys.
What was the question? Sorry.
I was asking if we have to focus on the state. Where is this Texas particular?
Okay.
Right, let me show you.
I think the last question, PA on is the last.
Yeah, let me show you what.
Last chapter.
All right. I want everybody to look at here. Yeah. I want everybody to look at here. I think that question was asked in the morning too. I said I will show you.
Yes, we did.
All right. If you are reviewing your class, if you have Excel solution,
yeah,
you see here where they say life and health, life insurance, life pre-licensure exam.
Oh, is that what it is?
What we see there is Maryland, Pennsylvania, or Florida
Yes.
and health insurance. That's what you see, your state, according to your state. That's what you see. Then below here, you see here, I highlight, is the state laws and rules. So if you click, sorry, please.
I like.
So you see where I put here? This place, just click there. If you click here, what we see is Texas or Maryland or Pennsylvania or Florida state part. Let me click here now. All right, potential risk. No. Why is he not getting that?
That's what he told me in mine, so I don't know what.
Why is it not? It's supposed to open. Probably has problem, though.
I'm trying it to see if mine will open.
Yeah, so if you open it, you're not supposed to work. If you do not, it's supposed to work. So if you, apart from there, come down here, come down at the last two review. You see here, they write Texas Life and Health Insurance Laws and Rules.
Oh, okay.
So you go here too, you click here. So this is about Texas, for those who live in Texas.
Okay.
You can see Ellen Insurance is something we have talked, appointment, authorized admitted insurer, cease and desist order, certificate of authority. So these are most of the commingling. Somebody was asking about commingling. See it, you got it here?
Yeah, that's me.
Certificate of authority,
Engage in commingling.
continuing education, information. So all these are terms you have to know for Texas. Now, you go back, you continue. Now it's just like what we are saying. You see? All these are Commissioner of Insurance, Texas laws, rules, regulation, and common to all lines of insurance. So you see all this, you read it. That's for Texas. When you read it, finish, you have finished it. Now you come here, you answer these questions. You see, review lessons, this exam. You click here for Texas. It's also in other states.
Okay.
So the other place I showed, the first place I highlighted, did not want to download. Probably
the same thing. I had the same problem with mine.
So probably something is wrong. So you see, all this is not like an insured may assign up to dash of policy ownership under an individual life insurance. So this is Texas. So you have to answer all the 42 questions to get you prepared for Texas.
Okay.
So that's what it is.
All right.
All right. So that will help you to prepare for Texas. So as every other state, it's the same thing. If you are using Excel solution, if you are using exam effects, it's the same thing. Check on your.
I didn't know there's another different kind.
Yeah, you can use exam effects. Some people use exam effects.
Are you going to pay for this for you to access it?
Yeah. Of course, the person who brings you to the business must have registered you for the exam, must have given you a study material. I think it's about this one is about $29. It's 100 and I think 100 and something dollar, $180, $190. But if you put a code, which the person who registered you, our code, the person who registered you should give you the code. If you put that code, it come to $29. But if not, if you not put the code, you buy it $170 something, something like that.
You mean we have to pay for that particular
42 questions. You said it's 42 questions.
Huh?
No, I think it's part of it. The different state is part of it.
Yeah, different state is part of the package.
Okay.
Is everything is under the same package? Like
yes.
Why is getting that information? There's an error because you've already opened it before.
Probably.
So the same thing. I see the same. Yeah, I see the same error because I've already done it. I've already gone through it.
Okay. So what you do, like for people who have not opened
our own is like 52 questions. PA under PA, 52 questions under.
You from PA?
Yes, I'm from PA.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, Philadelphia. Huh?
I am from Philadelphia area, but I'm in North Wales, Montgomery.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. I did it. It's 52 questions
Really?
for PA. You might, if you click on top, it will show you error because when you are logging or when you're creating the account, I think everything, maybe the person that helped me, activated it. So as I was going through the chapters, it's already there open.
Wow.
So if it's open, you will not be able to open it again. It's already there just to go and do the exam.
I think I opened it more than 4 times or 5 times.
Okay.
You can just
Because
open
it's showing me error.
open it and download it on your laptop and save it there.
Separate.
Yeah. What is your name?
Okay.
Yeah.
Ijoma. I'm Ijoma or IJ, yes.
Ijoma.
Dr. Asoye, yes.
Yeah. Wow.
So if you care about doing research, these are the task codes for you.
You can have number.
Okay.
Hope
Okay,
people are coming to Texas.
Is that?
I say hope they are coming to Texas.
I want to get the certificate first.
I believe everybody's coming to Texas. Who is here that's not coming to Texas?
I'm not sure yet.
I hope everybody here is coming to Texas.
Oh, you mean the February Dallas?
Yeah.
I want to get the certificate. If I want to, I told you I was so excited because of free hotel. But it would be more this thing if I had the certificate before coming so that I know I really belong. So that's why I'm not coming this time.
No. That's not the reason. Whether you pass or not, come to Dallas.
I know,
give you more understanding of what you're about to enter. That's the most. It's not about passing or not passing, whether getting your license or not. Get your ticket.
Let me balance first.
You provide with the insurance, hotel accommodation. Come to Dallas. That will honestly, you will change your mindset. Remember, now your mindset is not changed already. When you come and see things that happen there, you'll be forced to go home and do greater things. You learn a lot. So, my advice with you is that whether you have passed or you have not passed before then, come to Dallas.
IJ, because you don't number,
I'm private chatting it to you now.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah,
you got mine too already? Oh,
no, not from here now. I'll not go out. I'll not have access to you.
That's all right, baby.
Before Mr. Bat, Engineer Bat, log off. Let me send it to you.
Yeah, one more question, please. One of the classes that we are supposed to be posted so that we can have access to it through
Doc, I've sent it to you.
Thank you, Nem.
Go to the chat. Go to your chat.
Okay.
On this place, on this screen, I know, the Zoom. Rhode Island number.
When are you writing your exams?
This week, that's what I'm saying. I'm not ready.
I'm not even going to say anything yet.
You're ready. Go and write it.
I'm not. Okay, thank you, IJ.
Did you see?
Yes.
Okay. You can flash me, then I'll get your own.
Definitely. I will do that now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. Don't say it already. I want to see everybody write it, whether you're ready or not ready. Go there and try it, see how it is. After all, if you go to McDonald's, that $50, $55, you can spend it as a stretch in McDonald's. Use it to invest in life. All right. So we see tomorrow morning by 8:30 in the morning. We can
okay.
Thank you, sir. The YouTube, sir, please.
Hello,
the YouTube.
Professor
I want to rush through
go ahead.
if you send it.
You said you were live streaming this thing?
Yes.
Yeah, the YouTube, please.
I can stop the streaming. Yeah.
The live streaming
the YouTube.
Anybody in the world?
Huh?
The live stream that you are doing on YouTube, is it open to everybody?
Exactly, that's what I'm asking. That will help me if I can get it.
Yeah, you can get it. It's on YouTube. You can get it, but
that's not what I mean. I mean that other people can access it, like they can access this.
Of course, when something's in YouTube, anybody can access it.
What's the name? What's the song?
Is let me just put it. Let me put it now.
Why I'm asking is because I called my number, so I don't want.
Oh no. That one. When it comes to that, we choose to remove.
She's done. Okay. No, don't dump it. You can still cover you.
No. That time we have not started putting on. We never start live streaming. All right. So
so you have my contact now.
I have.
No, I'm someone when my teaching exam.
All right. I think I'm gonna submit that. I'm gonna put that. So we see tomorrow morning, please. Good night, everybody.
All right, sir.